Man, I'm always messing up. Alright, just to start it off, 8 days ago. Let's go with that one. AI models.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 11 scary
Right, let's see
videos.
what we have though.
Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The first video we'll be looking at comes from a TikTok account known as US4 for Life. The uploader explained she was home alone when she discovered something very strange inside her attic. At the start of the video, she shows just how small and cramped the attic space is. While looking around, she points out something that's already unsettling on its own. A small toy car sitting on top of a dresser.
It looks like
She
a
claims
Back to
she
the
originally
Future
found
toy.
it inside a hollow space in the wall, which immediately raises a few questions. As odd as that is, things take a far more disturbing turn at around the 1 minute mark.
Here, in this hole. I covered it back up because it's a little scary, but it's full of paint.
What was that?
Out of nowhere, a head suddenly pops up from inside the hollow wall. It's only visible for a second or two, but it's long enough to notice. Almost immediately after, the uploader seems to realize something's wrong as well, quietly asking, "What was that?" before the video cuts off. In a follow-up clip posted later on, she shows there are no other openings or holes in the ceiling anywhere in the house, aside from the single access point leading up to the attic. Seeing a human head appear from inside a wall is unsettling on a level that's hard to describe. Some believe this could be someone secretly hiding inside the structure of the house, possibly watching from the attic space. The idea someone could be lurking just out of sight is
Why
terrifying.
would
all on
somebody
its
be
own.
hiding there though in the first
Others
place?
wonder if the moment was staged for shock value. Still, even considering that possibility, the timing and setting make it deeply uncomfortable to watch. Either way, realizing someone or something might be hiding inside your walls is enough to ruin any sense of safety. I don't think I'd be getting much sleep in that house after seeing this. This next story comes from the Paranormal Encounters subreddit and includes a surprising amount of context, which makes what happens here even more unsettling. The uploader explains he used to work at a party store, where there had long been rumors of ghostly
Party
activity.
store? What kind of store
He
is
said
this?
he'd experienced a few strange things himself over the years, but was never able to prove any of it, until one particular morning shift. On this day, he and another employee came in early to handle some pre-orders. While getting settled at his computer, he noticed a blue balloon sitting under his desk. He thought it was strange, but didn't dwell on it too much, assuming the closing manager might have left it behind. He picked it up, tossed it into the hallway, and went back to work. About 15 minutes later, the other employee approached him and casually mentioned she'd popped a balloon. At first, he brushed it off, saying balloons pop all the time, and it wasn't a big deal. That's when she told him it popped because it was following her in the break room. The uploader immediately asked if the balloon was blue, and she confirmed it was. Now fully unsettled,
The balloon
he
probably
decided
popped
to
by
check
itself.
the security footage from earlier that morning. What he saw made his stomach drop. On camera, the blue balloon can be seen traveling from the front of the store.
What the
all
heck, the
way
balloon's
into
just
his
traveling?
office within just a few minutes. To do so, it would have had to make several sharp turns, eventually ending up under his desk. And after being thrown into the hallway, it somehow appears to follow the other employee shortly before popping.
Look at it, it just falls and then it just flies over there. What the heck?
Seeing a balloon move with what looks like intention is deeply unsettling, especially in a closed indoor space. Some believe this could be a playful but eerie spirit interacting with the environment, choosing an object no one would expect. Others suggest there could be a more ordinary explanation, like air currents or ventilation, pushing the balloon along in just the right way. Still, the timing and path it takes make it difficult to fully explain. Either way, this is the kind of footage that gives balloons a whole new reputation, and it's not exactly a comforting one. This next clip comes from a TikTok user named MamaLady6. She explained she was enjoying a quiet walk down the road in the mountains near Lewiston, California, on her way to a Christmas event, when she noticed something she says looked like it came straight out of a horror movie.
Is that a doll or something?
She continues walking. She pans her camera toward a nearby house, and it becomes immediately clear why she was so disturbed.
Look at this. What the? I thought it was a person for a second. Don't go in that house because you're gonna die.
Sitting on a chair on the front porch is a tall, unsettling-looking doll.
It is a
positioned in
doll.
way that
It looks
almost
like it
feels
too.
Intentional. It's not moving, and nothing paranormal happens in the video, but the sight alone is enough to make most people uneasy.
Look at its eyes though.
There's just something deeply uncomfortable about stumbling across a figure like this in such a quiet, isolated setting. Whether it's meant as decoration, a prank, or just someone's strange sense of humor, it's the kind of thing that instantly makes you want to keep your distance.
I like making my podcast. I don't like making short clips of my podcast. So the
All right.
AI chooses the best.
This next clip comes from the Reddit user Neptune11, who shared a video to the Alien subreddit showing what many believe could be a UFO sighting over the skies of Edinburgh. The footage doesn't waste any time. Right from the start, it's clear there's something unusual hanging in the sky, and as the video continues, it only becomes more intriguing.
Something is in the sky, like always.
The object appears as a glowing orb-like light, flickering through several different colors as it slowly rotates in place. The entire sighting lasts for around 25 seconds, giving viewers plenty of time to study its movement. Many people in the comments were impressed by the footage, with some asking where exactly in Edinburgh it was filmed. Others pointed out the video may be close to 20 years old, which only adds another layer of mystery. With very little information available, some believe this could be a genuine unidentified object, especially given the way it changes color and seems to move with intention rather than drifting randomly. Others think it could be a host
It does look
or
kinda
man-made
weird.
light source captured in a way that makes it appear more unusual than it really is. Without additional context, it's hard to say for sure. Still, seeing something like this glowing silently in the night sky is enough to make anyone stop and stare. So what do you think? A legitimate UFO sighting or something more explainable? Let me know your thoughts. Over on TikTok, a user known as RWB Auctions shared a piece of security camera footage filmed inside an antique house at around 2 o'clock in the morning. The building is closed to the public at this hour, meaning no one should be inside. And right from the very start of the footage, something feels off.
What is that? It looks like it's just moving things, that's it.
The clip immediately shows an old antique pram already rolling across the floor on its own. At the exact same time, a light in the hallway outside can be seen flickering on and off. The uploader mentions the footage left everyone working in the sales room completely shaken, and it's easy to see why. Watching a pram move by itself in an empty building, especially one filled with old and historic items, taps into a very specific kind of unease. Some believe this could be a spirit interacting with the environment, possibly drawn to the antique pram itself. Others think there may be a bit more ordinary explanation, like vibrations or an electrical issue, causing both the movement and the flickering light. Still, the way both happen together makes it difficult to brush off. Either way, if I worked there, I'd probably think twice about coming back after hours.
He probably would never go
Hopefully,
back.
Whatever caused this didn't stick around, because an antique house moving on its own isn't
I
exactly
mean, I would go
a
back,
comfortable
most
place to be.
definitely.
A TikTok user named Charles Bell shared a video in May of 2025 showing what starts out as a completely ordinary day of tidying up her home before
One of the
taking
best
a very
vacuums, maybe.
unsettling turn. Charles explained she was busy cleaning when she noticed something strange happening near the bottom left corner of her rug. At the time, she believed she was home alone, but after a few seconds, it became clear something wasn't quite right.
That was a big pool rug there. She noticed that big time.
Out of nowhere, the corner of the rug suddenly lifts up in a quick, sharp motion. There's nothing nearby touching it, and Charles can only stand there in shock, clearly trying to process what she just saw. Seeing something move so abruptly without any obvious cause is enough to make anyone freeze. Some believe this could be a spirit interacting with its surroundings, possibly trying to get her attention while she was cleaning. Others think there might be a more mundane explanation, like something just out of frame causing the movement. Still, the suddenness of it makes the movement hard to ignore. Whether it was something paranormal or not, having your carpet snap upward while you're home alone is the kind of thing that would make anyone stop what they're doing and
That is
question
interesting.
what's going on in their house. This next case comes from the Reddit user Wreckfulness, who shared footage to the UFO subreddit showing something unexpected captured during a live stream. The video was recorded on January 14th, 2026 at around 9:46 p.m. while the uploader was streaming to his audience and driving down a road in Pflugerville, Texas. Everything seems normal at first, just a quiet night drive, when suddenly something appears in the sky directly ahead of him.
What the absolute f- am I looking at right now? What the hell? Holy sh...
You okay?
No, dude.
The 3 dots over there.
Back, chat. What the f- Oh my god, I think it's the end. I think it's the end. I've never seen that in my life. Oh my god. What, bro, what the f- is that?
Oh my gosh.
What? I don't know. They're too far apart to be planes.
They're not a tower?
No. Oh my god. One of the lights is disappearing. The light is disappearing.
What the hell?
What the hell? What? Oh, it's gone. The light's gone. It's gone. It just went away. They're separating. Bro, what the hell? Call the news. I think I'm the only person seeing this right now. There's no way. Look at that. What is going on?
A group of bright lights can be seen hovering in the distance, immediately catching the uploader's attention. You can hear the confusion in his voice as he tries to make sense of what he's seeing in real time. What makes this case even more intriguing is the additional footage pulled from later parts of the same stream. In parts 2 and 3, the lights can clearly be seen separating from one another, moving independently, instead of staying grouped together. That detail alone is what really gets people talking. Some viewers believe this could be genuine UFO activity, especially since the footage was captured live and the lights appear to split apart in a way that doesn't resemble typical aircraft behavior. Others think there could be a more grounded explanation, possibly involving multiple drones or aerial lights filmed at just the right angle. Still, the way the lights separate and reposition makes the situation difficult to explain with confidence. Catching something like this live, with no cuts and no setup, adds an extra layer of credibility for some people. So what do you think? Unexplained activity in the sky, or something more down to earth? Let me know your theories. This next clip comes from a TikTok user known as Beware of Henny, who shared a strange experience back in January of 2026. In the video, Henny's simply filming a mirror selfie in her bathroom,
Okay, let's
posing
see.
casually for the camera. Everything seems normal, until something catches her attention out of the corner of her eye. She turns her head and pans the camera toward the window, and that's when things take a strange turn.
Oh, there it is, lifting it up.
What?
It's getting some fresh air.
What?
As you can see, the bathroom window appears to be opening on its own, while Henny stands there in complete shock, clearly unsure of how to react. What makes this even more unsettling is the fact that she later uploaded a second video, filmed on a completely different day. In that clip, the exact same thing happens again. The window opens by itself without any visible cause.
Bro,
It just loves opening windows.
did y'all see that shit? It's still going. Bye.
Seeing the same unexplained event happen more than once naturally raises a few questions. Some believe this could be something paranormal, especially since the movement looks deliberate rather than random. Others suggest it could be something more mundane, like a loose hatch or mechanical issue with the window. But even strong wind wouldn't easily explain how it opens and closes so cleanly while she's standing right there. Whatever's going on, having a window move on its own while you're alone in the bathroom is enough to leave anyone feeling uneasy, and the fact it happened more than once only makes it harder to ignore.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking
With
about
your
it.
name on it.
Meet Base 44, a complete
This next clip comes from a Reddit user named Jacob Abraham, who shared his experience on the Bigfoot subreddit after a strange encounter on a
Ooh,
trail.
Bigfoot time.
Jacob explains he was walking along the trail when he noticed something in the distance he initially assumed was a bear. Wanting to be cautious, he pulled out his phone and started recording. But as he watched the figure move, he began to second guess what he was looking at. It didn't quite behave like any animal he was familiar with. Later on, Jacob showed the footage to one of his friends and asked what he thought it could be. The response caught him completely off guard.
Wait a minute. What is that?
According to his friend, the figure in the video might actually be Bigfoot, and after watching
the way it was just
it's easy
walking
to
over
see
there.
why the idea came up. The shape, posture, and way it moves don't line up perfectly with the typical bear sighting. Some viewers do believe this could be a genuine Bigfoot encounter, especially since Jacob didn't immediately jump to conclusions and seemed honestly unsure of what he was seeing. Others think it may have been a bear briefly standing upright, a person hiking in the distance, or even a staged hoax with someone wearing a costume. Without clearer footage or more context, it's difficult to rule any of those possibilities out. As always, I'll leave this one up to you. Did Jacob stumble onto something legendary, or was this just a case of mistaken identity? A
Doll
TikTok
time?
user known as Tessa Secret Zero shared a video in January of 2026 showing something deeply unsettling involving a doll. So if you happen to have a doll collection at home, you might want to brace yourself. The footage itself dates back to 2017 and shows the uploader's sister sitting down and casually playing with an American Girl doll, even putting makeup on it. Everything seems harmless at first, until the moment things suddenly change.
Right now, but yeah, I didn't go in with any eyeshadow because I didn't want.
It just turned its head.
Without any warning, the doll's head turns on its own. The movement is subtle but clear, and it's enough to completely catch the girl off guard, leaving her confused and visibly shaken. Moments like this are why dolls have such a long history of being linked to paranormal stories. Some viewers believe this could be a case of a possessed object briefly moving on its own, especially since the motion appears deliberate rather than accidental. Others think there could be a more ordinary explanation, such as a thin string or mechanism just out of view, causing the head to turn. Still, without seeing anything connected to it, the movement feels unsettling regardless. Whatever caused it, watching a doll move on its own is the kind of thing that sticks with you, and this clip is definitely enough to make anyone think twice before leaving one sitting in the room.
That transition was smooth there.
This final video comes from a TikTok user known as EmuleWBT9CW, who shared footage recorded on her home security camera in the middle of the night. In the video, she is recording her screen as the security footage plays back. At first, she mentions she thought there might be coyotes wandering around her property. But as the footage continues, she quickly realizes whatever's outside doesn't look like coyotes at all.
What is that?
Probably that coyote.
Right there. What the heck?
Is that that coyote?
No.
What is that?
That's not a coyote.
Oh, you better go now. Where's the dog? There's the dog. Why is she in her freaking pen? What the? Oh my god. Okay, so it came back. What the hell?
What was that?
And the dog's just staring. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know.
Throughout the video,
What
a
is that?
strange, pale, humanoid-looking figure can be seen moving around the property. It walks unnaturally, lingering in certain areas as if it's exploring its surroundings. The longer you watch, the more unsettling it becomes. At around the 2 and 3 minute marks, the creature suddenly runs off, disappearing into the darkness. It almost feels like it noticed it was being watched, or maybe it was startled by something else entirely. Seeing something like this roaming around your property while you're asleep is enough to make anyone uneasy. Some believe this could be footage of an unknown creature, possibly something cryptid-like, caught briefly on camera. Others think it could be a person or animal appearing distorted due to night vision and camera processing. Still, the pale appearance and strange movement make it difficult to confidently identify.
Those are some strange movements there.
This is not the kind of footage you want to wake up to on your security system. And that was 11 scary videos. I
That
hope
was a
you
good
enjoyed the
11
video,
though,
and
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
did,
lie.
Then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Alright, so that was that one. 7 scary videos that will test you. That one sounds good. Let's find out.
ChatGPT, can I make money on Airbnb with $0?
Yes, you can make money
And
on
this
Airbnb
commercial's
with
taking long to
$0
pop out.
through a new method called
And
Airbnb
finally it's
co-listing.
out.
You don't have to rent or own any properties. Let me show you how it works.
Step number 1, go to Craigslist for your local market and click on...
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 7 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The True Cryptozoology subreddit is a popular community on Reddit that focuses on the strange and mysterious side of life, especially for those who believe in bizarre and unexplained creatures. This particular post was uploaded by a user known as Whole Negotiation 1843, and it shows a fisherman calmly enjoying his day out on a river somewhere in Thailand, when things suddenly take a very unsettling turn.
It's a big turtle? What is it? Oh no, what the heck? What kind of... What is that? Wait, what's going...
As you can see,
What was that? Hold on. He just jumps in the water? What? What was this?
As you can see, some kind of strange creature slowly moving through the water as the cameraman films. It's clearly not an alligator or anything like that. Whatever this thing is, it doesn't look normal. Its body appears swollen, almost
It's crazy,
pale,
look at this
and along
teeth,
the side
though.
you can make out what look like ridges or even exposed bones. The head area is what really stands out. It seems to have long, pointed teeth, and a lot of them. It honestly resembles something straight out of a video game, almost like the Gulper from Fallout. What makes this clip especially eerie though is the way it moves. It doesn't just float lifelessly, instead it appears to drift with intention, gliding across the surface in a way that makes it feel alive.
How does that guy fall in the water? I don't know.
Some viewers believe this could be an undiscovered species lurking in Thailand's rivers. The shape of the mouth and the strange texture along its body certainly don't help calm those fears. However, others suggest there may be a more grounded explanation. The swollen appearance and what look like exposed ribs could point toward a bloated animal carcass, possibly livestock, carried by the current. Decomposition in water can cause bodies to swell and distort in unsettling ways, and subtle shifts in the current can sometimes create the illusion of purposeful movement. Still, even with that explanation in mind, there's something deeply unsettling about watching it glide across the river's surface. Whether it's a trick of nature or something far rarer, it's the kind of sight that would stop anyone in their tracks. This next video will be taking a look at dates all the way back to August of 2007 and was uploaded to a YouTube channel belonging to a man named Guy Terry, whose last upload was over a decade ago. The video shows three friends standing together in a room holding heart-shaped balloons while singing what sounds very much like the Happy Birthday song, only in German. They're smiling and clearly enjoying the moment, focused entirely on whoever they're celebrating. But those smiles don't last much longer.
Wonder what happened to them. What happened to those three there? What happened to these? Oh, the mirror just falls down or what?
A white figure can be seen reflected in the mirror behind them. It appears suddenly, standing out against the darker background
what the heck is that?
of the room. And then, almost immediately, after it becomes noticeable, the mirror falls to the ground with no clear warning.
That's
It's
it,
the
it just falls
timing that
down?
makes
Man,
this
look at
clip so
Powerhouse over here.
unsettling. The pale shape shows up, and seconds later, the mirror crashes to the
He's
floor.
supposed to be asleep right
To some
now
viewers,
after
it
playing
feels
that God of
almost
War.
interactive, as if whatever appeared in the reflection didn't want to be seen. A more skeptical take, however, is that the entire moment could have been staged. The figure in the mirror may have been someone positioned carefully out of frame, or even a simple editing trick. And the mirror itself could have been loosened intentionally to fall at just the right time, creating a dramatic payoff. Still, whether it was an elaborate hoax or something far stranger, the sequence plays out in a way that's hard to ignore. It's quick, unexpected, and leaves you with that uneasy feeling long after the glass hits the floor.
What if you can create your own website by saying, "This is what I want"? With Wix, you can.
Over on Reddit, a user known as Pokezilla King posted a video that appears to show something very unusual happening on the surface of the moon. The crater in question is Copernicus, a massive impact crater located in the eastern region of Oceanus Procellarum. Named after the astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus, it spans roughly 93 kilometers in diameter and is known for its bright ray system, formed during what's known as the Copernican epoch. Scientists believe it was created around 800 million years ago. The flickering light in this footage is said to be coming from the Copernicus crater on the moon. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the video.
What is that?
As you can see, a strange flickering reddish light appears to be coming from within the crater. The glow pulses and seems to stretch across a large portion of the crater's surface, leaving many Reddit commenters stunned. Some even pointed out how the light appears to span nearly the crater's full diameter. If this footage is legitimate, it's certainly a fascinating sight. The idea of visible light activity coming from a lunar crater immediately sparks speculation. From unknown geological processes to far more extraordinary possibilities. A more grounded explanation, though, is that the flicker could simply be atmospheric distortion or a camera artifact caused by filming the bright lunar surface at high zoom. Subtle shifts in focus can sometimes create colored flashes that appear to originate from the moon itself. For now, it remains speculation. Without further evidence, it's hard to say what's really being captured here. Still, even after centuries of study, the moon continues to leave us questioning what we're really seeing when we look up at it. A woman named Gina Rigney posted to her Facebook profile in July of 2025 stating that the following footage was captured on the security camera system she has set up inside her salon. The clip, recorded late at night, appears to show some unsettling activity that might make you think twice the next time you find yourself alone in a quiet salon after hours.
Okay, so it's at nighttime now.
If you look closely, you can see what appears to be a blue candy dish slowly sliding across a table on its own at one point in the video. There's no one around it, and it doesn't look like anything physically touches it. The camera also seems to capture lights turning on and off in the background, adding to the uneasy atmosphere. In her post, Gina explains that her mother passed away in 2014 and used to work in the back of the salon with her. She suggests that maybe her mom's spirit is still there from time to time, possibly responsible for small moments like this. For those who believe, the idea is strangely comforting, a mother and daughter still connected even beyond this life. Of course, there are more ordinary explanations to consider. The dish could have been nudged slightly earlier and continued sliding due to a subtle tilt in the table, vibrations from nearby traffic, or even air pressure changes from a ventilation system kicking on. Still, knowing the personal connection behind the story gives the clip a different weight. Whether it's simple physics
That is
or
weird,
something
though.
more meaningful, it's the kind of moment that lingers. Not just because it's eerie, but because it feels personal. Over on TikTok, a woman known as Casey Creates posted a video to her account in February of 2023 showing her pet dog seemingly refusing to go outside at night without a flashlight. Casey thought her dog was just being cute, which is why she decided to grab her phone and start recording. Little did she know she wouldn't just capture her pet's behavior, but something far more unsettling.
Let's see what's up with this.
Huh, what is that?
Something large walking in the trees.
I didn't see this eye glinting, but I heard it move.
Hello? Rocky, what is that?
Then I saw these eyes reflecting the light. My question is, if this one is a deer at this height, what is this one?
That is interesting.
Why is it staring? The way this one turns its head to look at me, though,
Come on, Rocky, let's go inside. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Not too far into the video, Casey's dog suddenly begins barking at something that isn't clearly visible yet, completely fixated on whatever's out there. Casey later described hearing something walking through the trees nearby. Then, out of nowhere, multiple sets of eyes can be seen reflecting back from the tree line in the distance. In Casey's own words, quote, "I couldn't initially see any reflective eyes, but the sounds grew louder. Suddenly, I spotted a pair of eyes gleaming in the flashlight's beam. My first thought was, if one pair of eyes belongs to a deer at that height, what might be lurking nearby? The deer was staring intently, and the way it turned its head to observe me was both fascinating and spine-chilling." End quote. In the clip, it actually appears there are 3 separate pairs of glowing eyes, seemingly positioned at different heights among the trees, just standing there and watching. Some viewers were quick to suggest something far more sinister, pointing to the uneven heights and stillness as signs it wasn't just wildlife.
See, so if I were to live in areas like that, the only way you can capture that is if you have lights like those good flashlights, like you have them installed in the trees, like in areas like that. If you see something like that, all you have to do is just press a button and just turn on all the lights out there, and then you'll see what the heck that is. That's something I would do, that I would install around there.
Even drawing comparisons to legends like the Wendigo lurking in the dark. A more grounded explanation is that these could simply be multiple deer standing at varying distances or on uneven terrain. Differences in elevation, slight dips in the ground, or even deer of different sizes can easily create the illusion of dramatically different heights in total darkness. Still, when you see several sets of eyes staring back at you from the tree line at night, it's hard not to feel a chill. Whether it's wildlife or something your mind doesn't want to fully process, it's a moment that makes the darkness feel just a little deeper.
Adobe.
A TikTok user known as European Seju posted a video to their account in January of 2025, showing a bridge overlooking a road on what appears to be a completely normal day. Based on the visible Tagalog text and signage in the clip, the footage was very likely filmed somewhere in the Philippines. At first, nothing seems out of place. It's bright outside, cars are passing below, and a man can be seen walking along the bridge. But as you might expect, things don't stay normal for long. From around the 3-second mark to the 14-second mark,
there's something black following him.
Figure appears to be following the man across the bridge. It's faint, almost blending into the background, yet distinct enough to make out a human-like shape trailing just behind him. The figure seems to move in sync with the man's pace, keeping close distance as if deliberately shadowing him. What it could possibly want is anyone's guess. Thankfully, the clip ends without any clear confrontation, and the man appears completely unaware that anything is behind him at all. Some viewers believe this could be a genuine shadow figure, one of those dark, unexplained entities often reported in paranormal encounters. The transparency and fluid movement make it feel less like a solid person and more like something not entirely physical. A more skeptical explanation is that it could simply be a trick of lighting or camera compression. Video editing is also a possibility.
They always say it can be a trigger of lighting or something like
the way
that.
it trails him so closely in broad daylight. If the footage is authentic, It's a
Let
chilling
me pause
reminder
this and let me see something real quick.
that whatever may be out there doesn't always wait for darkness to follow. Reddit user TBAB01 posted the following piece of home security camera footage to the Paranormal Encounter subreddit, where it quickly sparked a heated discussion about what exactly was captured. TBAB explains his friend sent him this footage from an indoor security camera inside his house just a couple of days earlier. The friend says he doesn't remember waking up in the middle of the night, but noticed his camera system's noise detection had triggered an alert at around 1:30 a.m. His wife had apparently heard something as well,
And the
which
Xbox
led
is
to
right
them
there.
to
You can
check
see
the
it.
footage the following morning. This is what they found.
Dude, what the heck is that over there? That's just weird looking there.
If you look carefully at this point in the video, you can make out what appears to be a tall, shadowy humanoid figure standing or moving within the house. The shape looks almost human, yet slightly off. Dark, indistinct, and completely out of place in the quiet interior. It's not just the appearance that unsettles viewers, but the setting. This wasn't some abandoned building or remote location. It was someone's home in the middle of the night while they were asleep just rooms away. T-Bab says his friend was understandably shaken after seeing the footage, and that he and his wife are currently staying at a hotel for the time being. And honestly, it's hard to blame them. Some viewers believe this could be a genuine humanoid entity, possibly a shadow figure, silently moving through the house in the early hours of the morning. A more skeptical explanation is simply that the entire clip could be a hoax. The figure may have been staged intentionally, either as a prank or for attention online. With the security cameras, controlled lighting, and a bit of planning, it wouldn't be difficult to create something that looks convincing at first glance. Still, whether it's an elaborate setup or something far harder to explain, the image of that dark shape standing inside someone's home is enough to leave a lasting impression. It's the kind of footage that lingers with you long after the video ends. And that was 7 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if
That
you
was
did,
pretty good.
then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks. Tonight we're going to take a closer look at 11 unsettling videos, each with their own peculiar mystery. I'll share my thoughts along the way. Subscribe if you're drawn to the unexplained. Let's begin. The first video we're checking out today comes from the TikTok account Dude My House is Haunted. A pretty great name, especially considering what's caught on camera. The clip starts with the uploader explaining how he was walking through the kitchen when he saw a cabinet door slowly creak open on its own. He's mid-story when something strange happens again.
But sometimes I could unplug it and plug it back in and it would stop doing it, but now it's making this. Whoa! Okay, see, I didn't even move. I wasn't even moving.
Sure enough, the exact same cabinet swings open by itself, just like he described. He even opens the cabinet to show there's nothing inside and no rigging or strings that might explain it. That alone would be eerie enough, but then something else kicks in to take things up a notch.
See, that snap's closed. Alright. See? That's the freaking noise. Oh my freaking god. Alright. Creepy crap going on in the house.
Looks like that one scared him.
Oh, man. Alright.
Out of nowhere, the freezer lets out a loud, jarring noise that causes him to jump. It's the kind of sound that could have a rational explanation, maybe a mechanical quirk, but given the timing, it definitely feels like part of something larger. What's especially unsettling here is how casual and quiet the setting is. Just an ordinary kitchen during a quiet moment. There's no dramatic build-up, no spooky lighting, just something unexplained happening in plain view. Could this be nothing more than a hoax using fishing line or editing? Maybe, but the simplicity of it all is what makes it so effective. The same can be said about most TikTok ghost videos. If this footage is real, there might be more going on in that house than a few random noises. A video posted to YouTube all the way back in January of 2013 by a user known as Brun9711 shows a kid playing around with a tech deck skateboard. Oh, the nostalgia.
I remember those.
So far, everything seems normal. But just as he's getting into it and having fun, something unexpected and downright eerie occurs.
Bruno! ¡Bruno! Se movió la silla.
Out of nowhere, the chair in the kitchen suddenly scrapes backward, as if being pulled
It was
by
just
an
moving by
invisible
itself.
force. It's loud enough to startle everyone, and especially the family cat, who immediately bolts in fear. The kid just sits there, stunned, staring at what just happened. Then, right at the very end of the video, something else unsettling occurs.
Sí. Tipo, es de arquiteta.
A door slams shut on its own with no one in sight. The combination of events,
Shiny has to be
first the
asleep, you
chair,
might get
the
scared.
door, suggests this may not have been a one-off fluke. There's a genuine sense of progression to the activity, almost like something is making its presence increasingly known. Of course, there are rational explanations worth considering. Some viewers might point to the possibility of a fishing line or string being used to pull the chair, and while that can't be ruled out entirely, there's nothing obvious in the footage to indicate where such a line would be pulled from. It all looks and feels very organic. Also worth noting is the cat's response. Animals are often believed to be more sensitive to strange energies or subtle changes in their environment, and the way this one bolts the moment the chair moves adds another layer of intrigue. Ultimately, this is one of those clips that sits in a gray area. Maybe explainable, maybe not, but one thing's for sure, the poor kid probably didn't touch a
The
tech
chair by
deck
himself.
again for
Got
a long
him.
time after this. A man named Bybeck posted this eerie video to his TikTok account in May of 2025. The footage was captured by a home security camera in the middle of the night, and what it shows is both strange
I'm doing
and
good tonight,
unsettling.
you know, just
The video begins by
looking
showing
at these
the
type of
homeowner's
videos like
property
I always do
under
on
cover of
Sundays.
darkness. At first, everything seems calm, but then this happens.
Oh, he can breathe and see that. What is that? It's like it's just walking by.
If you look closely, you'll see what appears to be the figure of a ghostly woman silently walking across the property. She lingers for nearly a full minute before the footage abruptly cuts off, leaving behind more questions than answers. There's something especially eerie about how calm and purposeful her movements seem. Not erratic or playful, but deliberate, as if she knew where she was going. Some viewers have speculated that it may have just been a real person distorted by a low-light camera quality, which can often make shadows and clothing appear more ethereal than they are. Still, the figure's pale,
That looks too
hazy
good.
appearance and slow pacing feel undeniably ghostly. Who was this mysterious woman? Was she simply passing through? Was she lost or searching for something or someone? Or maybe even in the afterlife, she's just committed to getting her steps in. Let me know your theories down below.
At number 8.
TikTok user WinMacPix posted a video to his account on July 20th, 2023, where he starts off by saying that something is watching him. According to the uploader, he was just trying to relax and play some video games at home when he began noticing something odd repeatedly passing by his window. To try and catch it, he sets his phone camera down to record himself while gaming, and sure enough, something does happen.
Something keeps passing by this window. I just propped up the phone here and I'm gonna play.
What was he playing there? He's got a switch there.
If you're walking by my office, I want you to knock it off.
Suddenly, he grabs the phone and begins walking around, calling out into the house and telling whatever might be there to knock it off. But if it was a spirit, it apparently didn't take kindly to being told what to do.
Holy. Is that you making all that noise back there? Just think so. Just closing doors. You need to get out. Dan, will you knock it off, please?
Objects begin to fly across the room in a burst of chaotic movement. Then, one of the doors opens on its own, and just before it closes again, you can make out a shadowy, human-like figure standing in the room.
You gotta get out. You're gonna lock yourself in the laundry room again? You're not leaving?
If you pause at just the right moment, the silhouette is undeniably chilling. In fact, here's a frame from the video. The figure appears to be standing motionless, partially cloaked in the darkness of the hallway. It's subtle, but that's exactly what makes it so creepy. Some viewers have speculated that the shadow figure could have been added with visual effects, possibly by masking the figure behind the door frame and blending it into the dark environment to make it look seamless. The lighting and perspective here would definitely make such an effect more convincing. Still, even knowing that, it doesn't take away from how eerie the moment feels. Whether it's a real haunting or a cleverly executed hoax, this clip certainly captures the imagination. What do you think? Visual trickery
That one is a
or
good one,
something
though.
paranormal? Over on TikTok, a woman named Sandra shares that ever since her mother passed away, she's been experiencing some truly strange activity inside her house, and it's understandably starting to freak her out. In the video, we see Sandra filming inside a bedroom, and almost immediately, something unusual takes place.
It keep happening in my house since my mom passed away. Like, why?
One of the drawers begins to slowly open all by itself. Sandra then moves closer to show there's nothing around. No strings, fans, or pets that could be causing this to happen. It's an eerie moment, made all the more unsettling by how calmly it plays out. But what's even more fascinating is the timing of what happens next.
I looked underneath the drawer, I looked behind it, there's nothing making it pop out. And it seems like it's when I bring up my mom that something happens. Mom? Your cat's fucking weird.
Just a second or two after Sandra calls out for her mom, the drawer opens once again, almost like a direct response. The timing is incredibly
That was probably
specific
her
and
there.
raises all sorts of questions. Of course, as always, it's possible this could be staged using something like fishing wire, though as with many of these types of videos, no such setup is visible. But if we take it at face value, this could be a touching and subtle form of communication between mother and daughter from beyond the grave. It's one of those clips that manages to feel both unsettling and oddly comforting at the same time. What do you think? Is this paranormal or just a well-executed trick? Over on the Ghost subreddit, a user known as the Proof Seekers shared a video that captures some genuinely unsettling activity taking place inside someone's bedroom, and in the middle of the day, no less. The footage comes from a locked-off camera aimed at the room. At first, nothing seems to be happening. It looks like your average, quiet bedroom, but that changes very quickly.
Let's see what happens here.
Without warning, a strange, whispery yet deep voice can be heard saying hello from somewhere nearby. It's brief, but definitely eerie. Unfortunately, there isn't much context given in the post. Still, the lack of explanation doesn't make the clip any less creepy. In fact, it might make it worse. The voice is clear enough to be heard distinctly, but there's no visual indication of where it's coming from. That's what really unsettles people. Commenters were quick to weigh in. Some called the voice the stuff of nightmares, while others wondered if maybe it could have come from a video game or television playing in another room. But nothing in the clip suggests a plausible source for the voice. So what do you think? Could this have been a random, explainable sound picked up at just the right moment? Or is it something more sinister? One thing's for sure, that voice
It's a weird
doesn't
one.
sound like anything you'd want to hear when you're home alone. This next video comes to us from a YouTuber known as Beck John, who uploaded this eerie footage to his channel all the way back in May of 2008. In the first clip, we see the uploader walking around his house, seemingly attempting to bless the kitchen, and that's when things begin to take a seriously creepy turn.
There it is.
Out of nowhere, Multiple objects are seen getting tossed to the floor by what appears to be an invisible force. Meanwhile, the camera starts making odd static noises that seem to intensify the chaos. The uploader's reaction, visibly shaking and breathing rapidly, makes it clear he's completely rattled by the experience. Then the video cuts off. But it doesn't end there. A follow-up was posted not long after, this time showing footage from a stationary camera positioned inside the same kitchen. And what it captures is pretty chilling.
It looks tall too.
If you look closely, a strange, ghostly figure appears to move across the kitchen before vanishing into thin air. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it's definitely noticeable once pointed out. Of course, there's always the chance that the moving objects in the first video could have been staged with fishing line or clever off-camera manipulation. As for the second part, some might argue the ghostly figure was added in post-production or could be a trick of light and compression artifacts. However, if this was all pulled off as a hoax back in 2008, it would have required a decent level of planning and skill, given the limited tools available at the time. So what do you think? Was this a genuine case of paranormal interference during a home blessing, or something more explainable behind the scenes? Either way, it's certainly one of the more memorable poltergeist clips from YouTube's earlier days. In June of 2025, TikTok user Kyle Anthony posted a video claiming that strange, unexplained events had been occurring at his home, specifically in the basement. In the video, Kyle begins by walking through his house with his phone, making his way to the basement. His cat, noticeably on edge, seems to confirm that something isn't right. If you listen carefully, faint knocking can be heard coming from below. Kyle opens the basement door and peers down the stairs. At first, everything seems normal, but then this happens.
The heck is that? Is that you?
I didn't see anything there.
What the heck is that? I guess that wasn't you, was it? Are we doing this again? Anyway, I don't know. What in the heck?
While Kyle scans the staircase, a ghostly child's voice can suddenly be heard coming from somewhere down below. Moments later, there's the sound of rapid footsteps coming up the stairs, despite no one being visible. In a second video, Kyle investigates the attic. The clip begins with the attic door making strange sounds, as though something is lightly knocking or shifting behind it. Kyle then climbs up into the space.
Alright, for any of y'all who don't believe that this is real, and I'm just making it up, I'm about to prove it to you.
Once inside, the attic appears completely ordinary, dusty, empty, and silent. Whatever was making noise is nowhere to be found. So what's going on here? The sequence of sounds in both videos feels eerily timed, especially the disembodied voice and the sudden rush of footsteps. While skeptics might suggest that the audio could be added after the fact or chalk it up to settling noises, the tension and timing make it feel a little too precise for pure coincidence. If this is a hoax, it's been executed with care. But if not, then Kyle might be sharing a house with something that doesn't want to stay hidden. Over on TikTok, a woman named Max posted a highly unsettling video to her account that showcases some legitimately bone-chilling paranormal activity unfolding in the middle of the day in her house. In the video, we watch as Megs pulls out her phone camera and starts recording because she feels like something is wrong. We see her brother sleeping on the couch, completely unaware that while he rests, something absolutely horrifying is lingering very close by.
I thought I accidentally caught a ghost on camera in my brother's haunted apartment.
Although it appears very briefly, if you look down
I
the
see
hallway
it. It's
at the
over
start
there.
of the video, you can make out what appears to be some sort of ghostly apparition standing near the door. In just a second or two, the figure disappears without a trace. In the description of the video, Max says the clip was actually recorded 6 years ago, and even now she still has no idea what could have possibly been captured on camera that day. If you look closely at the comparison frames, the vacuum cleaner in the hallway stays in the exact same position, which makes the sudden vanishing of the figure even stranger. There's no obvious movement or exit, and the change happens in an instant. Some viewers have speculated it could be a person stepping back into a room just out of view, or possibly even a clever use of video editing. However, the fact that the video is years old and only resurfaced recently makes the hoax theory a bit harder to pin down with certainty. So what do you guys think? Was this hallway truly haunted, or is there a more grounded explanation hiding just out of frame? Let me know in the comments. In June of 2025, TikTok user Sari Tao, 86, shared a video that quickly unsettled thousands of viewers. The text overlaid on the video is cryptic and chilling, warning that people are terrified by what's captured in the footage, and that she herself can no longer stay in the house. The backstory is brief but disturbing. She had been sent by a realtor to clean the house after the latest tenants abruptly moved out. According to her, the realtor mentioned that this kept happening, tenants breaking their leases early, but never explained why. She likely didn't expect that she would soon understand.
Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no mames.
Not long into the video, a door eerily swings open on its own. While this alone could be dismissed as wind or faulty hinges, the events that follow suggest something far more sinister may be unfolding.
Es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van varias familias. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van.
As the woman moves slowly through the home, more strange sounds echo through the halls. Footsteps, taps, it's hard to say, but they appear to have no visible source, and the unease in the room only deepens. Then comes the moment that has left viewers deeply unsettled.
Se escucha ruido por acá. No sé qué sea.
the apartment or whatever that is. Oh, you could see that. What is that? That shadow there.
Tengo que ir a apagar las luces de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no, no.
At around the 3:35 mark, a shadowy figure, what many are calling a shadow person, appears to be peeking out from behind a door frame. It's subtle but unmistakable. About 20 seconds later, another door opens entirely on its own. The sheer number of unexplained occurrences within a single video is remarkable, and that's partly what makes this clip stand out. It doesn't rely on a single scare, rather it builds an eerie atmosphere layered with multiple unsettling details. As with any viral paranormal video, there are skeptics. Some have pointed out that the door movements could be rigged using fishing line or air currents. However, the appearance of the shadow figure sparked real debate. Could it be a clever use of VFX? Maybe. But others argue the lighting and shadow consistency make it feel more organic. If this were faked, it's been done with notable care and subtlety. Whether it's a hoax or not, the story behind the footage, the cycle of tenants fleeing, the chilling warning in the text, and the atmosphere captured on video adds a layer of authenticity that's hard to shake. For now, we can only hope for an update from Saritao 86. Until then, the mystery of this house continues to haunt the internet.
Good one.
Elementary schools are typically seen as places
Elementary
of joy,
schools are crazy
learning,
at
and
night.
growth. They shape the minds of children and provide a safe space to explore the world for the very first time. But not all schools remain warm and welcoming, especially when they've been long abandoned. Some of these places, as this next video suggests, seem to hold on to something darker. TikTok user Mike Runner posted a video in August of 2023 that shows him exploring a school building that's clearly been left to decay for years. As he moves quietly through the empty halls, a creeping sense of unease follows every step.
Somebody left a drawing there.
At around the 2-minute mark, Mike begins to find children's drawings lying in different places across the floor, each one seemingly forgotten where it fell. While most appear harmless at first glance, a few of them depict eerie, almost unsettling figures that don't quite feel like the product of a child's imagination. The fact that they're scattered in various rooms rather than grouped together adds to the sense of abandonment, as if the school was left behind in a hurry, frozen in a moment that should have faded long ago. Then, as the exploration continues, an eerie metallic voice suddenly cuts through the silence. It's hard to tell where the sound is coming from, or what it's even supposed to be, but it has a robotic, unnatural tone that echoes hauntingly through the empty halls. Some viewers believe this could be evidence of something otherworldly communicating through the space, while others speculate that the voice may have been added during post-production, as similar effects could be created using basic audio filters and distortion tools. Still, in the moment, the sound feels so well integrated that it only deepens the unsettling mood.
I used to say, if I hear AI one more time, I'm gonna lose it. But Monday.com is super easy to use.
Let's see what else he hears. I can barely see it.
And just when you think it couldn't get any creepier, at the 3-minute mark, a large, dark figure can be seen standing motionless in the corner of the room. It doesn't move, it doesn't react, it just looms in place. It's easy to overlook at first, but once spotted, the figure becomes the most haunting element of the clip. Some say it could be a shadow or an object mistaken for a person, but others argue that its shape is too deliberate, too defined to be anything accidental. Whatever the truth may be, this video captures the eerie stillness and lingering presence that so many associate with haunted spaces, especially those that were once filled with children's laughter and are now consumed by silence. And that was 11 scary videos. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more chilling content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next one.
All right. I will. Alright, looks like that is pretty much it for tonight. Do I still have that? Let me see real quick. My post real fast. I gotta do this video here. At least, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find information about this one. I need to do like a little teaser. I'm gonna see if I can do it right now. Anyways, that's it for now.